Beats production.
Was negotiating and what?
I fucked your mom.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
Edwards, former Chicago Bear offensive tackle, was breaking down tape with me, Shane, and my father, and he came for Paris Johnson. He left with DeJuan Jones on his mind. DeJuan stole the show for both him and my dad. You know, the tape tells the story, and then you look at it schematically, what it is the Bears need. You know, because some Sundays in the fall and Sunday and weekdays in August are two different things. They're two different animals, and everybody forgets that because the competition starts telling the story. You don't have time to wait on some of these guys. Like, your patience for Velus Jones isn't going to be there when you're trying to appropriately analyze Justin Fields. Now, especially when you got a DJ Moore and you got Claypool and you got a tight end in a contract year, and Komet, you hope then you sign Robert Tonyan. So you're hoping these weapons step up and you don't have to fucking constantly get on these guys about making plays. You hope it takes off. And guess how you do that? By protecting the quarterback.
This is the point, like what Rel is saying, because I said that. Well, they still need three corners, Shane. Well,
yeah,
no
they get
shit.
one in the fourth round.
You don't have to get one in the first round. This is the problem. People feel like if you don't draft O-line, you don't draft defensive tackle, you don't draft edge, corner, whatever in round one, there's still 6 other rounds, guys. We have 2 second-round draft picks. We have a third-round draft pick. We have 2 4s. They can do a lot of damage. The first-round draft pick isn't the be-all, end-all. Yeah, you want him to be the crown jewel of your draft class. I get it. But if you don't take a corner at number 9 overall, doesn't mean that you can't draft one in round 2. They brought in they had a kid in today for the 30 visit, the Trice kid, the corner that's all yoked up and 6'3". They're going to be looking at corners. I just think they're going to be looking at corners a little further down. They're not going to be jumping into them on top. On top of the draft. Maybe they'll surprise me and they will, and I'll be proven wrong. But cover 2 corners, it's not usually the way that they go.
I think it was Phil, but it might have been Shane. One of you said how barren our defensive line is.
Yeah, that was me, but
okay,
we both agree in chorus.
Yeah, so all these people, I've got friends of mine, dude, can we win 10 or 11 games this year? I'm like, no. Ryan Poles is building this thing the right way. He was not going to go out and sign a 33-year-old defensive tackle, a 3 technique, and go, well, I was able to eke out 8 wins. No. He wants Lucas Van Ness types and Nolan Smith types, and we're going to get this guy in the second round. He wants to build this thing, have 2 number 1 picks next year, have 2 2s the following year, another free agent class, and then go, okay, now it's time to take a step. That's what I think he's doing. Basically thinking was going to happen in that Super Bowl.
I didn't feel great about it.
I thought they were going to win.
You thought the Bears were going to win? So
yeah,
yes.
I did not.
Tommy Waddle is my radio partner at WGN at the time. Somebody from our management team comes in and sees us, goes, hey, Starbucks wants to do a promotion outside Merchandise Mart it's fucking late December, early January. It's cold as shit out. They are gonna set up like goalposts, and there's gonna be like a imaginary bear with his hands out in a net, and people are gonna try from like 20 yards, not real far, to throw a snowball into the net. If they do, they win a Starbucks gift card. Would you and Tommy be willing to go out there for an hour? They'll pay you whatever they were going to pay you. Hell yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's the easiest $500 I'll ever make. Done. They said, oh, there's going to be another celebrity with you, Rex Grossman. Yes. This is the week leading into the NFC title game.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah. It's the Monday
Grossman.
before, so they've got the day off. Rex is going to be out there just signing autographs. They're probably paying that guy $25,000 to do it. And there's a line of 200 people out there who want a picture with Rex or with Tommy. So the guy, whoever the moderator was, the guy's up there and he said, all right, before we let everyone start trying to win their gift cards, we're going to ask Waddle, Cap, and Rex to each take 3 snowballs and see if they can throw it into the netting of the guy, like the Bear player's hands. Waddle gets up, bam, right in. I get up and I hit the first 2 like on the rim of the netting, and it explodes. The third one I get in. Okay, cool. Nice. Rex gets up, no shit, airmails the thing 3 times into the Chicago River. Waddle turns to me and goes, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes!
What?
Here it is! Or just reported.
The tape never lies.
Other people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort.
Keeping it 100.
An open competition over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're all stuck like the Jew and now and laters. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sack scrolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Jimmy. What we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies, the truth, you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Trick Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100,
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it. 1
Keeping it 100.
2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby. Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Birds never lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's the wrong. Yo, there we go. Holy shit, what is going on with this?
All right, that wasn't my fault. Yo, this is Claudio the Barber, and this is TTNL's Keeping It 100. Listen, the best Bears show on the planet. It is Grown Man Christmas Eve. The draft is tomorrow. A lot to talk about. We got one of the best quarterbacks ever to play the game for the Chicago Bears, Erik Kramer, on. So let's bring on the boys. Shane, the smartest man, Marsaw, and draft Dr. Phil. What is up,
That
boys?
totally was not your fault.
That was not.
Ivan's sleeping at the wheel.
In
Ivan.
2.5 years. Something is not my fault. That's great.
Ivan was, to Ivan's credit, he was laughing at the Deer Ticks roster. He wasn't paying attention.
Oh, shit. It's good to be back, boys. It's good to be back.
Good to have you back. Caden Whitlow.
Yes, he did a great job for sure, of course.
Stepping
you can
in.
fill in for me any day. That's for sure. He's a good dude.
You fuck yourself.
That's what
coming out
basically
salty.
Caden said.
Yeah.
Cars is fired up. What a night. We started our draft coverage on Saturday, and we're continuously bringing you hours and hours of analysis.
You can mispronounce words at this point. It's fine. Wait till Saturday.
I know. God, I was on this for 2 hours before the show.
Yeah.
Just getting with Ron G. Shout out to you, Ron G.
I was surprised when I showed up an hour early, and I'm like, oh, there's two people on here. Oh, that's Ron G.
And it wasn't Jose Torres getting ready.
Jose, fuck it up.
Mock draft. Hey, it is what it is, guys.
I learned something. You want to play, have a snowball fight with Rex Grossman, I guess. That was the moral of the story.
Yeah.
He's not going to hit you.
And
that's what I learned in the intro.
And nobody was shocked one bit.
That was great. I missed that. That was the first time I heard it. That was funny.
The reality is the Chicago Bears draft week is already full of rumors, talk, people are dropping. Will Anderson? Could Will Anderson fall to?
That would be amazing.
I would totally be in my glory. But
I think he may get traded up for by a team that's right behind us.
The Philadelphia Eagles?
I can see it.
I hope not. If he's right there, I mean, oh my God. But again, there's so much rumors. So many rumors. Look at all these rumors surrounding me every day.
But that's what happens. I mean, you hear everything. I mean, Hub Arkish came out today and planted himself in dumbassville, even more so than he was before with his crazy ass comments to stoke the flames of bullshit that we've been dealing with all off season. And to make it worse, then he ties a current player's name to it and says, well, it could be him, according to my sources. I'm like, God damn. Saying that the Bears are not believers, people that he's talked to, that they are still not sold on Justin Fields. I'm like, they have so many question marks about Justin Fields. They traded the fucking first round pick, Hub. I mean, you might want to change that hoop earring,
It's like
dumbass.
buying a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And then
he completely throws Cole Kmet under the fucking bus and said, according to my source, it could be Cole Kmet who said that. It could be. Well, if you have a source, you don't deal in coulds or potentials or anything like that. No,
this is on Twitter.
No, it was on Hub's podcast today.
Oh my God. He's throwing names of sources.
Yeah, and not even that it's definitive, that it could be Cole Kmet saying that he doesn't think that his best year as a pro came with Justin quarterback. But I mean, I know Hub's been dealing with his medical drama and everything, but that's fine. I mean, I had to tell my dad at some point that he needed to Needed to hang them up too.
Stop
So
driving. Take the
Hub.
keys. Take the keys.
Not
away
easy.
from
I'm
us.
going
Yeah.
through it right now. Not
yeah,
easy.
call it a day, Hub.
I don't understand. If you're sitting in the driver's seat for the quarterback, but you don't, that was the whole premise of this.
Exactly. If you
First
don't
it was
believe in
the
Justin
Claypool
Fields,
trade
Yeah.
that said, okay, we believe in you. Then if you don't believe in fucking Justin, you don't trade out of one.
right, exactly.
Come on. Let's we have some questions about our quarterback. Let's trade out of one, see which one might fall to us
Yeah,
at
it's-
9. That's
Yeah,
the dumbest.
it's embarrassing. I can imagine Sean Hammond and the other guy that's on
Jesse
with
Hub.
him. Nobody knows what you're talking about, but I do. I can just imagine the guys that are on the podcast with him hearing that just fucking cringed, at him because he starts to stumble and according to my sources, it could be Cole Kmet. You start venturing into that territory, just shut the fuck up.
Jake, this is Erik Kramer's mock draft. Just be patient and listen up.
And learn how to spell his name.
Kramer. Krame.
Not the ass man Kramer.
Yes,
The quarterback
Cosmo.
Kramer.
Cosmo Kramer, the ass man. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Lauren
God.
Cox, not a fan of Seinfeld.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't find
Usually
it funny.
the measuring bar for me is when people are like, nah, I don't really like The Office.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm like, what?
Yeah. What are you?
So let's say Office or Seinfeld.
The
I
Office.
said if they say Office, if they go,
Yeah.
I don't really like The Office, then I go,
Let's be talking about the UK one. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking.
Yeah.
probably.
Like, yeah, I saw that. That was stupid. Bunch of Brits making no joke.
Only.
Have you ever seen the Philippines Office? It sucks, brother.
Let me hear some of it. Hey, brother.
Maybe a little later. I'll bring it up on Saturday when we're totally off the rails and ready to not be live anymore.
So we saw Ian Cunningham express some of the things. Obviously, he was asked about running back, and he did not refrain from his truth. And he was like,
Are you putting much stock into anything that he said yesterday?
I don't think you could put any stock into anything. I just like how composed he was.
Yeah.
At the press conference. Can I say how embarrassed I was watching Matt Eberflus and Pat McCaskey? Is that his name?
With
Do
their
it.
shake.
I
their
think
handshake.
I think it was Ted level of laughter. It's cringeworthy for me.
That was at the
I almost was ready to fire Eberflus. Seriously, I'm dead ass serious. I have never been more.
Coach, we're gonna
embarrassed.
have to let you go. We saw you dabbing up
I have
Pat.
like Coach. What?
I'll give him this. When it's a McCaskey, I have a feeling that's a McCaskey move.
To them. Exactly.
I have a
Don't
feeling it's
cater to
a
them.
McCaskey move, and you're just like, I'm just gonna roll with this. I'm not gonna say too much. He wants to have
That
the worst
gives me.
handshake ever.
Where's Cool Kennedy? That gives me pause. I'm like, oh my God. Could someone pull that video, Ivan, since you're in the back? We'll play it later so if somebody doesn't know. But I was just like, I just can't. Like, you didn't even. First of all, David Montgomery's getting the award. He's not even fucking on the team as the guy that most rep. reps or was recognized as the Bear. Like at that point, go to the next guy on the list. Like,
I just think it's an honest vote, and it is what it is. I mean, the media guy winner every year has been the media guy winner has been let go. Four out of the last 5 years. So
Ted's like, the media likes him. No.
Yeah, I agree with Ryan Cox. I think this is exactly what it is. He was stuck in that McCaskey vortex, and it's just like
he's got to get the fuck out of it, because that is not the way.
I'm just a fan. I'm not a football evaluator.
It wasn't him.
Hold up, we got the 8-person handshake. I have never.
Let's not worry about it. It's fucking.
I got
Eve. We're fine.
All I have is rumors and anxiety.
But we had that with 48 days left. Now we're under 24
I have never
hours.
been. I'm waking up in sweats of Skoronsky.
Sweats of Skoronsky.
I did ask my son. I picked up my. Yeah, that sounds like a really bad STD. I got the Skoronsky.
I got the Skorinskis, Jose.
Oh my God, that's the fucking.
I got the Skorinskis.
I never did like that AJ Brzezinski. Jose's like, I drafted him.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
If you're tuning in just now, this is the warm-up, and Erik Kramer will be coming up at the top of the hour with his mock draft, and he takes over as Ryan Poles, the GM. He's like, fuck this. I want to show you how I would build this team. And that's what we're going to do tonight. But listen, I have to talk about things that are newsworthy in regards to the Chicago Bears. Sanborn won the Brian Piccolo Award, correct?
Yes.
Or was it they have two, a Courage Award, right? What is that? The Block? Something Block?
Oh, the Ed Block Courage Award.
Ed Block Courage Award. Then they have the Piccolo Award. Ivan, what did Sanborn win? Was it the Piccolo?
The Brian Piccolo Award.
He won the Brian Piccolo Award. So there you go. He won the Brian Piccolo Award. I know Uncle Logan must have sat there watching the shittiest Office episode with pride, watching his boy get his award. I'm excited about Ryan's with Sanborn. Let's see how he goes.
Yeah. So Claudio, we haven't seen you in a little bit. What is your gut telling you is going to unfold tomorrow night?
I think if Carter is there, I think they take him. He's just that talented. I mean, it's all the other stuff that happened with him. I think they can look past, and I think if he's there. If not, I think they go for one of the offensive linemen. Hey, that's my opinion, but and I've known to be wrong for sure. But no, Paris Johnson, I think, a lot of people are obviously talking about him, so he might be the offensive lineman we take. So, but I think if Carter's there, they take him. So I don't know. That's my opinion.
Gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm with Phil, man. There's a lot of
those two, the Skorinskis.
I mean, well, wait. Let me pull back. If Will Anderson's there, they're fucking taking him for some reason.
Oh, they better sprint.
I don't think he's going to be there, but realistically, I think Carter might be there.
Yeah, the Carter.
Real quick, I just had a live clip of Logan once we talked about his boy Jack Sanborn. Real quick, so when the Brian Piccolo.
Oh my God, there it is,
Logan, just all over the place.
There's no napkins, there's no tissues, nothing.
As soon as you said the word Jack, he went nuts.
Did someone say Jack?
Jack. Yeah.
Jack
Mayhofer.
You gotta get the Office UK, put it on the back wall there. Let's take some time with this. It's perfect for future shows. Listen, the draft, we're on the Christmas Eve of the draft, right? So it's an exciting time for all of us. We've been doing mocks, more mocks. We might beat England in mocks this year. We might be it. No, I don't think we could ever do that.
Definitely
Shane.
not. Definitely not.
We almost. This is the most mocks I've been a part of. Because this is the most difficult. Because you moved from 1 to 9.
Yeah.
I don't think. When was the?
Imagine what the anticipation level would be if the Bears hadn't moved down yet. I mean, it would be amplified by 1,000. You'd have no idea. I mean, there was people that are like, "Oh, wait."
Here's a question: so, do you think we would have gotten more?
No, I do not. I think we would have gotten less.
Right now?
That's a good question. I agree with Shane. I think they would have definitely gotten less.
Well,
trigger at the right time.
The way that I look at it is this. I was thinking about this a little bit earlier today. John McClain, who is 100% locked in with the Houston Texans, covered them for years and years and years, retired last year. He's reporting today that the Houston Texans will take quarterback Will Levis at number 2. I know the Reddit storm created yesterday was all bullshit with Levis going number 1. It's a guy trying to get, noticed. But John McClain doesn't put bullshit out there. He's reporting that he believes that Will Levis will go number 2. And I started thinking about the Bears did talk with Houston about dropping back to number 2. And they talked, and Ryan Poles said he couldn't tell if they were actually really concerned about getting to number 1. So then he kind of shifted his focus elsewhere. And when you think about that, if they weren't really focused on getting to number 1, that kind of tells me that they're not really focused on getting Bryce Young. So maybe the entire time this points to John McClain being actually right. And they're saying to themselves, why the fuck am I going to go to number 1 when I feel pretty fucking good about sitting here and Levis is going to be here for me at number 2. Why would I give anything away to secure it and not make the mistake that Chicago did with Mitch, moving one spot.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it makes sense. Carolina goes, if they go Bryce Young tomorrow night and then Will Levis goes number 2, and it's going to be a Mitch Trubisky level reaction from the crowd and from everybody else. But I can see it happening. John McClain is 100% legit, and he's not a dude that's out there putting things out for clicks or anything like that. But then what happens with Arizona at number 3? I just think if the Bears would have waited, I don't think teams were gonna. I don't think they were getting the deal that they got on March 10th.
I agree with you. I don't think, and I think we said this with Cars on our patron show. You probably would get the picks. You wouldn't have gotten DJ Moore in this if you had waited, and that's where you strike when the iron is hot, and that's really what they did. And I respect that. If you decided, and we've said it from the get-go, if you decided that you've done your due diligence and none of these quarterbacks are better than Justin Fields is, or you believe in that, or you believe in Justin Fields and you neglected him, whatever the case is in those meetings that they had, minus Ted Phillips and George McCaskey and every fucking McCaskey on the planet that goes in for checks on Tuesdays, whatever. You've made that football decision. You trade down. You get what you got. You identified a number 1 wide receiver in the trade. Now you've given 3 weapons. Cole Kmet to me is prove me. Do not give this guy a deal now. Prove to me that you are going to be a big time playmaker, because I haven't seen it. I've seen an average tight end. Average. Make some plays. Maybe a little bit above average was last year. because that was probably the longest touchdown catch of his career against Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give him a little nudge above average. But he still jumps, he still drops passes, he still loafs. So his story has to be written. Now you got Bobby Tunyon coming in here. Very similar to Cole Kmet. I think Cole blocks a little bit better, but similar thing. Now, do you take another tight end in this draft? I think you do.
Have to.
I think you do.
That's the way any good GM would do it. You have two guys that are on 1-year deals. I think they're going to re-sign Cole Kmet. I think you'll probably see a deal in August. But I think you got to get another guy in here. And I know when we get Erik on here, I'm going to be interested to find his takeout on that. Because, I mean, for any quarterback, I mean, the tight end position is so critical.
Huge.
And
I had
for
Keith
them,
Jennings, Ryan Wetnight.
Yeah.
Was he Dustin Lyman with him? No.
Yeah, might have.
As fans of the Chicago Bears, we know all too well the struggles this franchise has had at the QB position for, well, 102 years. This guy was a bright spot and made a mark as the Bears franchise leader in most passing yards in a single season, most pass attempts in a game, and most passing TDs in a season. That 1995 season was a lot of fun on offense. The defense, not so much. Bears fans, it is our honor to bring to you a former QB of your Chicago Bears, but most importantly, a guy that is willing to share real-life struggles with you in this open forum. Please stand up and let's give him a proper TTNL welcome the only way we know how. He's Erik Kramer.
There he is.
I almost said it myself. That was really nice.
We should have redid the intro for you, Erik, and called you General Manager Erik Kramer, right?
I know.
That's another, yes, we can get there in a minute. Yeah.
It comes with a nice paycheck nowadays, too.
I love the play with Tony Carter in the flat. You look to him and you dart the fucking curl route to Jeff Graham there. What was that play called? Do you remember it?
I don't, but that's what literally that is what I would love to see Justin Fields start doing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Either freezing people, like there's always going to be one key guy and defender wise. And so you either want to freeze him where he's at or help him move where he's already going and then throw opposite him. And so that's the fun part, especially in zone coverages. That's the fun part of doing this. When you get enough time to throw, which it doesn't really take any more time than anything else. You just kind of all do it in one motion. But that's the fun part of playing.
Well, that's one of my favorite plays. Hopefully Luke Getsy gets that fullback blazing game involved and off the action pass. You know what I'm saying? And hit those guys. You got DJ Moore. We haven't had you on since the Bears made the big trade from the top, number 1 down to number 9. Obviously, you're going to be going over this, but before we do, what are your thoughts on DJ Moore coming here?
Well, first of all, if DJ Moore just walked in the building and we got him, then he's one of the top 5 receivers in the league. And
there you go.
So he's not a draft pick. He's a draft pick that worked out already.
Yeah.
And he's young. Like obviously the Ryan Poles, who is sitting now along with Getsy making all these decisions, I mean, they're going young, and they're going young with proven guys that fit exactly what they want to do. And DJ Moore has been the best player for the Carolina Panthers for several years with who's been throwing him the ball.
Yeah. Very inconsistent quarterbacks. That's for sure.
So to answer your question, that just fell out of the sky, and Ryan Poles fortunately jumped on the opportunity.
Yeah, man. I was March 10th, 2023. I had just gotten home, and that popped up on my phone, and I texted Phil. I'm like, "You seeing this?" He's like, "Bullshit." And I'm like, "No." And I was going down the list of draft picks, and I'm like, because it was so weird. They listed off the draft picks, and then at the very bottom, it was like, "Oh yeah," and wide receiver DJ Moore, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" They put him in there as like a throw-in. That's like the mark. That name should be in lights.
You're right. And Christmas, I'm going to just volunteer this now that we move Christmas back to March 10th from now on.
Yes, that should work for all Bears fans. That's what it felt like. Absolutely.
Jeff Graham was a trade for the Bears, and you've called him probably the best receiver you've ever played with, right? Is that?
I would say, yeah. In terms of like his just general inner toughness, you know what I mean? Like in the way he ran, the way he played, like you could always count on him doing the right thing at the right time. Not once in a while, every time. Like very easy to anticipate what was going on over there.
Oh, I was so pissed when the Bears traded him to the Jets. I just love that guy. He was one of the most underappreciated Bears of all time. I've talked to you about getting him on the show because I just would like to tell him that in person.
Yeah, well, let's do it. And he's coaching high school now in Ohio.
That's what I heard.
Nice.
And so
you,
yeah, we should get him probably following a Friday night victory, right?
He's in a good mood, ready to talk about it.
Good. A couple deep posts. I like that catch over the top.
Because I'm trying to get into coaching high school myself. So I've got this passing camp, and once it hits the ground, we're going to be running our offense. And I asked Jeff, "What do you call whatever?" He goes, "Oh, kid, he's just like always. Like they're running the same offense in high school." Yep. I love it.
Love it. I love it. So tonight you're taking over as the GM of the Chicago Bears. We got a guy. Never before have the Bears reached into the vet, the alumni, and said, "We're going to put you in a position of power." And maybe Mike Ditka was the first to be technical. Someone's going to correct me, but not up top.
Beat him to it. Yeah,
I got to beat him to it. Well, Mike Ditka was a coach. He played here. Don't
right.
But Eric, wearing that general manager hat and obviously knowing the Bears roster and Justin Fields, do you have any goals, or what are your kind of your bullet points of what you're going into this draft looking for as the general manager?
I think they've already got off to a great start. So they set the table with two phenomenal linebackers in Tremaine Edmonds and TJ. What's his name? Edwards.
Yep.
And offensive guard from Tennessee they picked up.
Nate
Davis. I think every move they've made so far has been spot on. The one move last year that was made to get Chase Claypool doesn't look at this point to have panned out just yet. But that one I would say, hold on just a minute, because he was brought on during the season at a time when Justin Fields was really not hit his stride yet.
Right.
And so I think you give him now a chance to pair up like DJ Moore and the rest of that crew in the offseason. Now I think we're going in with a little different mindset. So you're now sitting at the number 9 spot. You've got that first round pick. You got 2 number 2s, correct? And you've got 2 number 3
pick of the 3rd round. Yeah.
First pick of the 3rd round, 2 4s.
Yeah.
No 6s, right? 2 5s.
No 6s. 2 5s and
all right.
No
so
6s.
To me, I'm thinking let the games begin and see who falls down.
Yeah.
And is the blue chip guy we want sitting there? If so, take him. If that guy's Paris Johnson as an offensive tackle, super. The guy I think that I fall in love with is the right tackle from Tennessee.
Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright.
Darnell Wright. I mean,
Been a
that's
hot
you're
name.
locked. You've got a right tackle there now, like for the next 10 or 15 years. Like no questions asked. You've got a solid, what seems to be interior, and that's yet without drafting a center. And the big question mark for offensively right now is at left tackle. But things you can solve in the draft. So again, I'm thinking that let's see what happens. Let's see who, because I guarantee you there's going to be a quarterback falls down there that not too many people expect to fall down. Jalen Carter could fall down there, which I don't think the Bears should take.
Right. That was going to be my next question is, I mean, it's obviously the hot topic, and Phil and I are totally on board with you. The talent when that switch is on is nice. We like it, but that switch isn't always on. Then you add these red flags off the field and you're picking somebody in the top 10. I just can't go there.
So obviously the player I've loved, and so have a lot of Bears players, fans, whoever, is David Montgomery. He's no longer here. That's the mentality you want to draft. If Jalen Carter has that mentality, which he does not, then you draft it.
If he had that mentality, he's probably going number 1 or number 2.
Right.
Exactly.
So, anyway, like the
Bears, why does this make so much sense, Eric? It's so easy.
Seems very easy.
It's every person I come into, it's like, nope, Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter. I mean, I have all 22 tape here to show people we've done it. It's disappointing. You can't take a guy that doesn't love the game of football and expect him to become a professional. You just can't.
Does Jalen Carter in any way remind you of Aaron Donald? No. Does he in any way, from my era, remind you of John Randall? No. So when someone plays with like the desire to like it's me against the world, like is that Jalen Carter? Nope. No. So on to the next. Use Jalen Carter for someone else to jump into and want to get, or whoever falls and slips down there. To me, the Bears, if that guy's not a for sure, then you compile picks because there's so many needs, not just starters but depth wise.
So D. Orlando Ledbetter covers the Atlanta Falcons for The Athletic, and he was on talking today about Jalen Carter. They were doing a live mock draft, and he was making the pick for Atlanta. Number 8 came up. He got on air. Jalen Carter was sitting there, and they're like, well, nobody's going to know Jalen Carter better than the Atlanta Falcons. And D. Orlando Ledbetter says, yes, that's very, very, very true, and that's exactly why we are not taking him here. He said and they asked him why, and you know what he said? He said they couldn't even get him to practice at Georgia.
Right.
Couldn't even get him to practice. And it's
right. And that's what I'm saying. Like the guy that jumps off the screen to me is Kalia Carney from Pitt.
Oh, Cansey. Yeah.
Oh, that's my guy, bro. Me and you.
So, I mean, that's
Elijah
the dude
Cansey.
to me that 75 snaps in a row is shot out of a cannon. Good luck stopping that.
Yeah.
And that's the guy that's the point man on your defense. That's the one you have to go, okay, we're not putting one guy on him ever. And so we're chipping him with a back. When the back gets out, he's going through that guy's rib cage. That's the way we're blocking him, along with the guard. And like the guy who plays in the other team's backfield consistently, that's the guy we want, to me, at that 3 technique. So there's more than one, but the guy that I just mentioned is the one that jumps off the screen.
Does the size concern you at all? 6'1", 286?
Not a bit. Nope. I mean, have you heard the story of John Randall putting weight in, right? So I mean, that's so he wouldn't get cut. So
I always remember the Bears were playing the Vikings, and he sacked Steve Stenstrom, and he laid on top of him and did not get up. And after the game was over, they said to Steve Stenstrom, "What did John Randall say to you when he was laying on you?" And he goes, just sit here, big dog. You're going to be here a while. And while they were running the other way.
We had one year we played a game there. I think it was a Monday night game, and John Randall obviously talks like the entire. He never takes like a second off, and it happened to be TV timeout, and he's jawing back and forth. He's basically running down the list of offensive linemen whose wives he has slept with, and Keith Jennings is John back and forth with him. And I remember Todd Perry going, Keith, shut the. You don't have to block that dude.
Right. Don't fire him up. Oh man, that's great.
I met big Todd Perry here in Connecticut, and I asked him about who's the toughest guy in the NFL to block, and he's like, John fucking Randall. The motherfucker does not end his motor or his mouth. That was his exact.
Not before the game, during, or after. And like, it's I it's so funny. I ran into him, I think a couple years ago, in Chicago, and I go up to him. I go, dude, I am all over your Hall of Fame highlight film. All over it. In fact, I think I should be in the Hall of Fame in the category of who did you get into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, you could have introduced him, right? And can't that day.
This guy sacked me more. All right.
That's great.
Are you ready to take control of this? Now, did you already start it, Shane, or do we have to start it over?
It is. Just to save a little bit of time, I ran it through because sometimes they get a little bit. These simulators aren't obviously perfect, but it started off pretty good. So Bryce Young went number 1 overall. Eric, CJ Stroud ends up going to Houston.
Okay.
Arizona sits. Will Anderson went. The Indianapolis Colts took Will Levis. Seattle takes Tyree Wilson. Detroit takes corner Christian Gonzalez. The Raiders go with Anthony Richardson. So the top 4 quarterbacks have fallen off. And Atlanta, 1 pick before Chicago, has taken offensive tackle Paris Johnson. So I can sort these however you want to look at it. But like I said, it can go the overall. Jalen Carter is there. Bijan Robinson.
This is good. This is good.
Yep.
I mean, okay.
And so you have been offered a trade also, Eric, and that is New York Jets have called and offered you pick number 15 and pick number 43 for pick number 9. So that's their first and second rounder to move up to number 9.
Okay, so now I got to figure out at number 15.
Yeah.
And we also get 43, which is the second round. But at 15, can we still get the guy we want by trading down? To me, the guy we would want would be either Darnell Wright, the right tackle from Tennessee, or potentially Kalia. I got it wrong. What was his name?
Kalijah Cansey.
Kalijah Cansey. So if I could get one of those two guys down at 15, and the only way you can know that for sure is who's going to pick, between 9 and 15, who's going. And so
Philly
you got Philadelphia at number 10, Tennessee at number 11. Houston is up again at number 12, Green Bay 13, New England 14, and then the Jets come in at number 15 because that's part of the flip-flop. Before yesterday, the Jets were at 13, and then they
want this trade in the chat, but we have the GM here.
Yeah, and so if I'm thinking that at 15, now I don't see any of those teams, correct me if I'm wrong, but just looking at I don't see both of those guys being gone by then.
I agree with you. And I want to ask you before you do, because I want to put this out here on our channel. I'm Keeping It 100. We're live here with former Bears quarterback Erik Kramer. Eric, you talked about David Montgomery. You and I have talked about him all last season. My dad, how much we appreciate what he does. That's underappreciated. Now he's gone. Mm-hmm. So the closest guy I've seen to him is Bijan Robinson. And I'll tell you, Bijan has more speed. And Bijan can catch the ball down the field like Curtis Conway.
Okay.
Like, I'm not kidding you. This is my number 3 player ranked in the whole draft. So I just ask you, based on talent and the offense, can Bijan be in your list here of 3 players?
Here's why I would say no, because you got Khalil Herbert, who is legit. He's coming off an injury, but is a more dynamic runner than even David Montgomery. And to me, you've already got now these guys are on what one of Donta Foreman and
they're all on 1 year deals. Yeah,
1 year. But then who's the guy who came from Seattle that's on
Travis Homer? So he's got a 2-year deal, and he's going to be more of a special teams guy,
right.
Maybe potential fill-in. But yeah, he's definitely not going to be a bell cow or a guy that you're going to.
Got you. So the guy the name that pops to me is not Bijan Robinson. It's Zach Charbonnet. Right here at UCLA High School. Went to Michigan first, then at UCLA. Yep. And the reason I say that is because this guy, like David Montgomery, explodes through contact, is versatile out of the backfield as a receiver, can block. The thing that separates running backs in the NFL isn't their ability to carry the ball, it's their ability to block on pass protection and pick up blitzes and stone blitzing linebackers and that sort of thing. That's Zach Charbonnet. And you can get him probably on day 2, for sure. On day 2.
Yep.
All right. This is the GM. Me and Shane are your scouting directors and assistants. So this is your
the other guy I'd like to add to our little staff here is Kevin Colbert. Now that he's retired as a general manager from the right. So he was when I got to the Lions, that was his first year. So he was in the personnel department. I think the next year he was the head of pro player personnel. And then now he's retired, but he's the Steelers like transition. What do they call him? Transition director, right?
Yeah.
So guys that are getting.
Can we get his book on how to draft wide receivers? That's pretty good work there.
Yeah, they drafted well in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He always picked out a good one. I'll tell you that. All right. So I'm with you. I think we take the trade down.
And you on board with that?
Yeah. If we don't, like I said, if at 9, if we feel like okay, we're gonna
gun to your head at 9. Who would you take at 9?
At 9, I would take Darnell Wright most likely, because he's a guy that is going to. This is the Bears are built on running the football and play action. Darnell Wright's a guy that will stone whoever's opposite of it, one-on-one, just run blocking. He will learn how to pass block over time. And that's like when you build the mentality of, bringing Nate Davis over, combining him with Tevin Jenkins, and now you get a mentality up front. We're not just satisfied with getting in front of you and shielding you from the ball carrier. You are going to get driven into the turf. That's what we want. So that's the guy that you can't reproduce those attitudes.
He's my number 2 offensive tackle in this draft. My number 1 is still there, Broderick Jones. But I'm with you. I get Darnell Wright. I'm on board. I've said it. I know there's a lot of smoke with Peter Skoronski. I have nightmares about them taking him. I don't think you do all this trade down from 1 to get 9, DJ Moore, and then take a fucking guard. I can get you 6 guards in this draft, not tackles. We continue to fail at tackle. Let's look at the defensive line, tackle. I'm totally with you. So
the Jets GM just called and said we have 30 seconds to make up our minds. He's taking the trade out. He's taking the trade off the table.
I'm taking that trade. By
all right,
he's taking the trade. Aaron Rodgers owns us. So
15 and 43 for 9 is.
They're not on the schedule, fortunately. So.
Is accepted. Okay, and at number 9,
Miles
they
Murphy
trade up and take Miles Murphy.
They loves Miles Murphy.
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles stay on course. They go with Jalen Carter.
That's a fit for them.
Yep. Devon Witherspoon goes to Tennessee. I don't see him going corner. Broderick Jones goes to Houston, Jordan Addison, and then New England has went Jackson Smith and Jigba.
So both our guys are there that you've identified.
Right. And with no other trade offers, go ahead.
There is another trade. There's two trade offers. So the Giants are offering number 25 and number 57 for pick 15.
You're dropping
that seems a little far down the
spots.
scale.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
dropping
then
10.
the
You're gonna
Cincinnati
lose.
Bengals have offered pick 28 and
They're
offensive
offering their
tackle
starting
Jonah
left
Williams.
tackle.
Huh. Now that's
was
got
their
me,
starting left
That's
tackle.
got me interested.
They're
So
offering their starting left tackle
one thing
and
with
the 28th pick.
he has struggled, but he's going to be up for a contract extension also. So that's something that you're going to have to.
when you say he struggled, is he struggled in overall pass protection? Overall,
Yes.
just general? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So we got plenty of guys that have struggled
Yeah.
in
Oh
pass
yeah.
protection. So we don't need to add to that.
So we're going to reject the
I
Cincinnati
think we're
one.
going to reject both those offers. I think we're going to stick right where we're at. And I would like to get a consensus here, but it's going to be between Darnell Wright and Elijah Cansey.
Yep.
Both these players I love.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I would be my two guys here. If this was me, I would be definitely interested in Darnell Wright. So I would sign off on that one 100%. But I'm very interested in Lucas Van Ness because I think he brings a lot of versatility and the size that they covet to the defensive line.
And
So
by not taking him at 15, will he be available when we pick again?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Lucas Van Ness? No, definitely not. No.
All right. So I to me, and he's the 3 technique guy. So
yeah, he would be a 3 tech here, but he has the ability. He's 6'5", 275, and he's still growing. Yeah.
Love it. So if I know how you signed off on Darnell Wright, do you think of the two, who's the more like not only now ready, but upside in 2 or 3 years?
Upside, I would say Van Ness. I think there's people that don't agree with me. I think Lucas Van Ness has JJ Watt upside because I think when his body matures, I think he's going to play at 290.
Right.
And
I think Elijah Cansey is my comp is the guy you talked about sacking you the most ever.
Right. Well,
so I'm a Elijah Cansey
ever. He was just the most disruptive.
Yeah. But
I'm a Cansey guy. I
end
like
of the day,
Van Ness too.
If you're breaking it right down, I mean, I want to protect the quarterback, obviously. I just think the defensive line is so barren. I mean, you're talking Dominique Robinson and Trevis Gibson are your starters right now on the outside. And that's a problem.
You've already added 2 premier young linebackers.
Yep.
You've already got one potential swing guy as a defensive tackle and an edge rusher that they've added. And so is it Walker?
Yes, DeMarcus Walker.
DeMarcus Walker. So they're going to play him at 3 tech.
So to me, when the Cowboys of the 90s were at their best, it was in the early 90s. They had about 8 or 9, you name them, defensive linemen. Didn't matter who was in there.
Yeah.
And this is in Charles Haley, Leon Lett days. And when Leon Lett was just getting started. And you cannot have too many defensive linemen. So I'll pose the question to you. If we're going to go defensive lineman right now, between Cansey and the guy you just mentioned from Iowa,
Lucas Van Ness, yeah.
Van Ness.
I would go Cansey.
Toss up, or is it one that
he would go Van Ness?
I would
probably vote for Darnell Wright because I'm so fucking tired of the offensive tackle dilemma. Let's take Kyle Long, the best offensive lineman I've seen athletic-wise at that size in my life, and let's put him at right guard. And this has been the Chicago Bears.
Let's look at this option, too. This is another way that we can look at it. So the Bears have 53, 61, and 64. So that's 2
Plus
seconds.
he made a trade. He got to 47.
Right. So now you have the ability to move back
Trade
up
back up
if you see
for a
a
tackle.
defensive lineman dropping
Or
or an
Kancey
offensive
could
tackle dropping.
Right.
Yep.
I like it. So the fact that we got a draft right now.
Yep.
I like the fact that, seal up the right side of the offensive line, because now you've got Nate Davis and you've got Darnell Wright, two guys that for a decade are going to set the tone on the right side. Correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely.
And then
Sounds like
the GM from the
right
Jets.
there. I love it.
Who needs to listen to the GM? We're making the pick anyway, he says.
He called it in the Tony Medlin.
Right. Medlin's on his way, kind of shuffling his feet like a Shetland pony.
I'm down here. Take the card.
Tony's jumping.
Yeah, sometimes you can overthink this. Let's just go Darnell Wright.
All right. So
there it is.
With the 15th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Tennessee.
There you go.
Yeah,
So
I
we'll
like
run.
the fact that you're right. There's more draft capital that could be traded to move up again if needed.
Claudio loved it.
All right.
Claudio's loving it.
All right.
Are liking it. Protect the franchise.
So this ran a little bit fast, but Joey Porter, corner from Penn State, went off the board. 16. Nolan Smith, the edge from Georgia, went to Pittsburgh. Brian Branch, the safety from Alabama, is a Detroit Lion. Deontay Banks, Buffalo, moved up for their cornerback. Quentin Johnston, the wide receiver from TCU, is Seattle bound. Peter Skoronsky, the offensive tackle from Northwestern, to the Chargers.
Good riddance.
Kaylee Ringo, corner from Georgia, goes to Baltimore. Cam Smith, corner from South Carolina, goes to Minnesota. My guy Lucas Van Ness, edge from Iowa, goes number 24 to Tennessee, and the New York Giants are on the clock. Now, Eric, how far?
Let me just say one thing.
Yep.
So now the Chargers have back-to-back starting left tackles from Northwestern.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, Skoronsky's going to be
taken
a
in
guard.
the first round.
Yep. So yeah, no, that's.
You're right.
How far do you want me to run this? So we're at pick 25. How far ahead do you want me to run this?
So if
Our next pick is
when you say
47.
we're at pick 25, that was the one we acquired from the Giants.
Yeah. So our next pick is 40.
Yes, sorry.
Our next pick is 43 right here. So we have pick 15 was
43.
Darnell Wright. We have 43, 53, 61, and 64.
Okay. So now that Kancey's still available, correct?
Still available, yes.
All right. So
and coming up on the board, you have, I don't think the Giants would go there. Dallas is at 26, Tampa at 27, Cincinnati at 28. And then you get into, I think these are the teams that you'd probably have. Well, Philly did go Jalen Carter at number 10, so they're probably not going to go there again. But
right.
New Orleans is
New Orleans will be the place you have to get to Cincy.
Yeah, so if you want Kancey, I think that if you want to trade up, I would say probably you want to get ahead of
right. And the Bengals are deep everywhere. So not sure what they would be looking for, but that would be the spot I'd want to move up to, right, to get Kancey.
Yep.
Because if you could come out of this first round with the guy you want at right tackle and the guy you want at the 3 technique, I mean, and you've already added what you've added to defensively so far, that would be awesome. So I would love to see if the Bengals would be interested in, 2 second-round picks and
you can throw a pick next year if you want.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can do that. And one other thing to look at too is
few trades.
Your guy Bijan is still available. Bijan Robinson is still available at 25, the running back.
Yep. I get it. But to me, climbing up to get Bijan Robinson, it's not the thing to do. obviously you guys know that offensively and defensively across the lines on both sides of the ball, this is a very thin team right now.
Yep.
And if you're going to last for any length of time, like year after year after year, you've got to shore that thing up. And that's why I'm wondering, what would it take, do you think, for the Bengals to entice them enough? Would it be both this year's number 2s and a potential player?
Well, you have 3 number 2s now.
Okay,
I would go.
Would it take
I would
2 number
say
2s and a potential current player?
I would go 43 and 64. See what they would do. Is
That's
64 the third?
That's the first pick
that
of the
might
third
not
round.
get it.
Yeah.
61 then. 43 and 61. You save that 53.
Now, do you think that's good value to move up?
Hell yeah, because you're getting the home run is getting the 3 technique,
right,
and the tackle. Those are 2.
To me, we've got a good backup 3 technique.
Right.
So get the guy that's going to send you, make a statement. So I agree with you. And
see if they take, is this the trade you want? We can always trade Cole Kmet.
43 and 61 for 28. You want me to?
I tell you what, we've got a lot of decent backups across the offensive line.
Yep.
Right.
So I'm going to offer that up.
And I use decent in quotation marks.
Yeah. So are we sending that in, or are we sitting?
Yeah. No, let's send that in.
Here it is. Will the Bengals bite?
Decline.
Ah, they declined it.
Okay.
Now,
so you can
spice it up a little bit.
Well, you can. I mean, if you wanted to offer something, you have 43 and 53. I myself think that's a little bit rich, because I think that there's a lot of guys here. Yeah, you're potentially losing out on Cansey for sure if you're sitting, but like I said, I'm not the GM.
Why not go 43, 61 and give them next year's 4th round pick? See if they bite on that. We can always recoup that 4th round pick, but it just entices it.
Yeah.
See what they say.
28.
See what they do.
Accepted.
There we go, Kramer.
Okay. Attaboy. I knew we hired you for something, Toshin.
All right. So probably where we just screwed up is I should have ran the simulator right to their pick, because now if Cansey goes, we're going to be fucked.
If Cansey goes to the Cowboys, we're fucked.
Eric, you might be coaching high school football quicker than you thought.
This is true. Let's keep
all right. Well, like you said, though, hey, there'll be other guys if Cansey's not there.
So wow, Bijan. The Giants go with Bijan.
Never fucking taking. Yeah, never taking him there.
Right. So
all right. So we are. On we the got clock, him. And Cansey is there.
All right.
So, we got him.
Ryan.
So think about this. So pause for a second and think about this. Yeah. You've come out of this now. You've gone into the draft. Excuse me, with 0 answers on the offensive line other than Nate Davis, and nothing on the defensive line, and come out of it with 2 legit starters.
Kramer, you're doing your thing, man. I love the players you identified too, because Cansey and Wright are 2 of my favorite football players in this whole draft.
We're sending the
and we haven't talked about this either, right, Eric?
Right.
We haven't shared any information. You could see Cansey and Wright on the draft promo for live coverage this week, starting Thursday night. You can see Shane's guy, Van Ness, right there, Broderick, Paris Johnson, Bijan Robinson. Those are Easter eggs I'm pointing out for you.
And
we're
Bijan
getting
is
2 of those guys.
Not drafted.
No, he went to 25.
Got drafted.
The Giants took him,
which
I can't.
There's no way they would take him.
Yeah, exactly.
How's that going to work with Saquon?
Saquon, yeah, they franchise him. So we're sending the car in the card in for
Tony. Call Tony.
All right. So
get Medlin on the phone.
Med, get him up there.
Play the stinger, Phil.
Play the ding. Play the ding. Ivan.
Ding, ding, ding.
There it is. He's a Chicago.
Fancy.
Yep.
Chicago.
Just so you know, if this were to happen on draft day down at Gibson's, they would be turning cartwheels right now.
Down at the Etotians, they'd be doing backflips.
So
I haven't done that since
the first round is over. Dalton Kincaid goes to the New
Dewan.
Orleans Saints. Anton Harrison is actually an offensive tackle that the Bears have been connected to pre-draft, and DeJuan Jones, the mountain from Ohio State.
Love DeJuan Jones.
All right, so we
My
have
father's favorite tackle in the draft, Eric.
our next pick is at
DeJuan
53. Eric, are we just going to let it run and see how this unfolds?
Well,
Or
so that's
what do you want to do?
10 picks in, 11 picks in. Oh, 20 picks in.
20 picks in. Yep.
I'm
going to go 5, go 10, and pause it.
Well,
See how it goes.
any thoughts right now on, because remember now what's going to happen. End of draft day 1, there's going to be an overnight, right? So all the GMs and all their personnel staffs, and they're all meeting to figure out, okay, who just fell, what just happened, who could we get that we didn't think we could get. So any names pop into your head right now that we won't get if we don't move up from roughly spot 21?
Well, I know Phil's guy, Zay Flowers, is there, the wide receiver from Boston College.
Number one receiver in the draft.
You'd be interested in him.
If you came away with Cansey, Wright, and Flowers,
I would be willing
in heaven.
I would be willing to let this ride because I think that there's enough depth in this.
Because here's what I'm thinking is running back wise, we're not desperate.
Yep.
Tight end wise, we're not desperate, but we've got 2 guys that only are on Komet. They're going to have to save some money for him to add an extension. Tunyon's on a 1-year deal, but you still got to provide for the future. And so tight end wise, the 2 guys that stand out to me are Darnell Washington and Sam Laporta from Iowa.
I'm a huge Laporta fan.
Big Laporta fan.
And so as almost right for now, longer than a decade, Iowa tight ends have been legit.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm thinking that one of those guys, because there's 3 second-round picks, I'm thinking between Charbonnet, one of those 2 tight ends.
We have a second rounder, and then pick 64 is the first pick of the third round.
I got you. Okay, so we've only got one.
Yep, 53 and 64 are the next 2 picks, but 64 is the first pick of the third round.
All right.
And you can always look at center too. Center.
Right. So to me, that's a little further down. But if by waiting and not moving, can we get Charbonnet and one of those 2 tight ends, or is there a bigger need defensively?
You need an edge.
Well, you don't have an edge. So, I mean, you got Will McDonald out there. BJ Ojolari is still available. I think that they would probably be.
Where's my
interested.
guy from Kansas State? Felix. See there?
Oh, yep. Did he go?
Because Foskey went.
Yeah.
Did Felix
go to the defense? No, he's right there. 50.
There he is.
He's
And
ranked 51
Keon.
overall.
Okay.
Keon Wright and Felix.
All right.
Those
So
2
I
guys
think
are upgrades.
Yeah.
Would you say right now, what would you say in terms of hierarchy are the top 3 positions?
Edge.
Tight
end.
Yep.
Center and another defensive
left
tackle.
Right?
Left tackle off. I don't think you can go wrong. I think you just let it drop.
And I know you're a Charbonnet fan, and if another guy that if Jahmyr Gibbs is there, if Jahmyr Gibbs fell to 53, I have a hard time passing on him.
Yeah.
He's very, very, he's not what Chicago's got. He's very, very impressive.
What the hell was that? I love that.
That's Kramer. That was
I
you,
know,
man.
I know who it was.
You. Let's go.
That was you after the Kansas pick.
I love it. I love it. So all right. So I think like to prioritize this, right? I mean, we need an edge rusher for sure. And if one falls, it may not fall to 53. So we might have to somehow pair up what we've got to possibly move up. Is there that guy? Like, how far up would you go? Could you look at this board right now, draft wise, teams ahead of us, and see who potentially?
No, you got to let it drop.
Okay, yeah, you got enough guys. I mean, you got Will McDonald, Ojulari, Keon White, Phil's guy Uzoma.
I got two guys at 49, 32, 49, and 51.
Yep.
Even 57, Thule, I believe, is an underrated edge guy. He's ready to play.
Okay.
And this is a position we haven't brought up yet. And I think it is, I'm not interested in it too much in round one, but I'm looking at Emmanuel Forbes here, also the corner. It's a guy that just takes the ball away. 16 interceptions in college, but I think there's probably more pressing needs currently.
I agree with you, and I think just the ball hawking style of defense that Luke Getsy wants to insert and is on the way to doing. I was so impressed with Kyler Gordon's rag to riches story last year, along with defensively he was Justin Fields, and I think that the combination of him and Jalen Johnson and some of the depth that they got out of the younger guys sets the tone that that's not a desperation. Edge is.
Yep.
And so you can't get it all in one draft, but I like the idea of kind of there's enough edge rushers out there, impactful ones potentially, that could fall to that number. And if not, then you could possibly move up, a slot or two.
So what I'll do is we're at pick 32. I'll let it run to pick 4. We'll let it run 10 picks.
Okay.
And then we'll so Josh Downs, Will McDonald, Cedric Tillman. So 2 edges have fallen off already. Keon White, Will McDonald are off. Osiris Torrance just went to the Rams.
Good guard.
My guy Forbes. All right. So there's another edge. BJ Ojulari has went off. Michael Mayer. That's a pretty good drop for Mayer, too.
That's a great drop. Campbell.
All right. So Darnell Washington
to the
John
Packers.
Michael Schmitz. So we're pick 43 with the Bengals again. My suggestion would be I would still sit. I just think that this draft is deep.
Right.
Instead of giving away premium picks for a chance at one guy. I feel like we can get 2 guys that are going to be day one starters at 53 and 64.
Right.
I'm with you. You're only
I just as a little note here, I think the steal of this draft is going to be Hendon Hooker.
Oh yeah.
He's my number 3 quarterback.
There's a lot of talk he's going in the first round.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Be a perfect place for him.
Yeah. Buy some time while
I like Hendon Hooker a lot.
All right. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's wait. Let's let it drop and see what happens once we get down to spot 50.
There goes Zay. Fucking Chargers get Zay in the second. Gibbs is gone.
Wow.
Cooker went to the Steelers.
Yeah.
Felix went. Fuck.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's go.
All right. So back to the edge guys.
Here we lost all our edges.
Yeah, so Vegas has offered up pick 70 and pick 100 for pick 53 and pick 258. Yeah.
All right. So what if you had it to do over again, and since this is a mock, where do you think we would need to go, and what would we need to give up in order to move up, say, 3 or 4 spots?
You would have had to give up 61 and 53, probably.
No, not maybe 3 or 4 spots here. Yeah, probably a 4th would do it to move up. An extra 4th rounder
this year.
Yeah, to move up. So we're at 53. But like over here, who's available, Phil? I know this is a guy that I know that the Bears are very much connected to. Is Tippmann from Wisconsin.
Yeah, they put out some decent offensive linemen.
Yeah. They have, as long as they don't have sticks for legs like Gabe Carimi did that got broken. But your guy Charbonnet is still there, Eric.
Right.
The
I like
running
that.
back from UCLA.
Yep.
Cody Mock.
Thule's there.
Yep.
He could play. Oh, Cody Mock.
Yep. But another guy, if you're
Cody Mock.
Well, go back up. Who the Tippmann? Okay,
Yep.
so he's a guard.
He's a center.
He can play center or guard. Yeah,
right.
He's
perfect.
He's very, very tall for a center. He's 6'5",
I would take
I believe.
Mock
6'6".
over Tippmann.
Yeah.
You would take who?
Cody Mock.
Oh, I got you down there.
Tackle, guard, or center. He's the most versatile lineman in this whole draft.
So would you take, considering that Whitehair could move to center, would you give up, would you take Mock ahead of a potential playmaker, whether it be Charbonnet or depth at tight end? Or any other running back for that matter.
In my head, I have Laporta in my head.
Yep.
Mock, who I love. I believe offensive line is going to trump it. Mozzie Smith, that kid's an animal at Michigan, but he's going to play like more of a nose.
Yeah.
Right.
He is a fucking football player.
He would give you some size next to your undersized Kalijah Kancey.
That's what I'm saying. That might be the move right there.
Mozzie Smith is that's a football player right there. But so is Cody Mock. We got to pray that one of them falls.
And
I don't think Mock will fall to 61.
Yeah, and you have
maybe
Thule.
Maisie.
If you're gonna go edge, you have Thule still out there.
Thule can play the 3 and the edge. He's very versatile.
Okay.
Thule.
Well, okay, let's put it between you two then. Between Thule and Mozzie Smith, who do you think would step in and have not just the most sudden impact, but 3 or 4 years from now also have risen?
I just think I think Mozzie is a much better fit because you have your 3 tech who is explosive, but he is undersized.
Yeah. I agree with you. All I keep thinking back to is last year's Dallas quarterback sneak that went for about 18 yards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in the stadium. I remember.
So
yeah,
he's about 325 pounds. Mozzie is. So I mean, that's gonna the guy that you just invested in to trade up for at the end of the first round.
Right.
You're making his life a little bit easier by giving him. Well, this is a guy that they come in together, so they're gonna be in the same rookie class, obviously.
Yep.
Get to know each other, and they're going to be on the field next to each other from day one.
I love it. It's almost like building that previous Ravens defense.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go. Yep. I like it.
My
wrong colors,
Zorich likes it.
Yeah. So my other one would be I would have no problem going Tippmann here, and then to me
I would fight for Mock over Tippmann.
Yeah.
Right. But
Mock is going to be a fucking household name. I really believe this.
Defensive line is, I mean, it's you got Kancey in now, but that cupboard is
I think
bare.
You take Mozzie Smith and see who's there at 61, Mock or Tippmann.
Right.
Yep.
Solidify that defensive tackle. I think that's the smart thing.
Yep.
And he's
the other interior defensive lineman that I would be interested in here is Benton from Wisconsin. Yep.
I have Mozzie over Benton, just like they do here on this list.
Yep.
Drew Sanders.
Did you say Mozzie's how tall is he? Like 6'3",
323.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, to me, I think he's probably the guy in this spot right here, because you didn't have to trade up to get him. he actually fell.
Yeah.
And like you said, now you've got two young guys interiorly that are going to be there a while.
So we turning it in? Ozzie
Yes,
Smith?
turn it in.
Got the bell, Ivan. The long bell.
We got.
There it is.
You got to be looking up Kramer highlights. You got to be ringing bells. Like, come on.
Hey, welcome to production.
He's the godfather of soul.
He's the
hardest working man in show business.
Yeah, and that's another thing. In Joe in the chat brought up a great point. You added Andrew Billings, so now you got two guys in there. You know, you got a vet that can help Mozzie along a little bit, but two guys that have size. You got your little spark plug out there in Kalijah Cansey, and if Mozzie has to catch a breather and Billings is there, so you got some two sides of beef there. So now we're gonna run it to 64. Are we in agreement there?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
61,
now,
right?
Right,
64
no.
or
now,
61.
We traded 61 in the, so we're at 64.
Okay.
It's gonna be the first pick of the third round.
What do you think right now, looking at this, is not necessarily like, is depth a luxury right now you can't afford, or are we still looking for somebody impactful?
I'm looking for
a starter.
I think Cody Mock starts at guard, tackle, or center.
Yeah.
North Dakota State. Big Steve Edwards, my dad, and Shane and myself broke down his tape over the weekend on Sunday. And all my dad and Big Steve were saying is like, look at this motherfucker with this athleticism.
Love it.
And he's getting on to the second level.
And
yeah, I mean,
Steve still have. So even at tight end, I mean, tight end, you're going to have Musgrave is there, Tucker Kraft, who's been connected to the Bears, and Sam Laporta.
Right.
Our three tight ends going to go within the next 10 picks. I doubt it.
Yeah,
your guy Charbonnet is still there, but this running back class is very deep.
Yep, I agree with you.
You still have a Shane,
Zach
Evans,
Tajay Spears.
Oh
my God, Tajay Spears. Waldman totally turned my head around.
The thing that concerns me with him is he's had those previous knee injuries, so I'm always mindful of that. Oh, I know he's explosive as hell, but you had a third knee surgery. Sometimes you start to lose that explosion a little bit, but
I'm with you. I'm with you, Shane. Let's let it fall a little bit. See what happens. I kind of like the idea of if that center that Phil mentioned is there.
So Tippmann just went off the board.
Okay.
Good.
Marvin Mims to Detroit. So there goes a tight end. DJ Turner goes
good
Giants.
Corner.
Antonio Brents. Clark Phillips.
Good nickel. There's
Thule goes.
Yep.
Okay. We're on the.
How about that bell, guys?
Yeah.
Trigger finger.
So the Rams have offered up.
Hey, we got 1 second for this pick. Let's go.
The Rams have offered up pick 69, but they're offering back a 4th round pick in 2024, not one this year.
Right.
But they also want our 6th rounder in 2026. So we've already traded our 4th rounder from next year. So probably don't want to get into that. And the next one is the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, they're giving you their center.
Yeah.
And what do you think of him?
Ruiz.
Given the Ruiz, other guys mentioned.
I love Mock, man.
Okay.
In a mock
Don't
draft.
Forget about Doug Kramer,
Kramer.
hanging out on IR all year.
Yeah.
This kid.
All right.
This kid doesn't have any front teeth, Eric. He's a redhead.
That's all the better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
that's a good sign. If you're missing all your teeth, we like you. No need for a mouthpiece. Look at all the money we'll save there.
So this is going to be a no holds barred steel cage death match between Kramer and Atoshin, because Their top two guys, Charbonnet and Mock, are the two highest rated guys available on this
right
simulator.
Well,
but
so if you're first of all, have the Bears done anything with the offensive line coach, or is he back?
Yeah, he's back, and
that makes me nervous right there.
That makes me nervous too.
There's Mark.
There's our guy, Mark. Jensen, got the teeth.
I love it.
So Tucker Kraft and Sam Laporta are still available.
As a coach, I will say, build the fucking line. This kid has that personality that loves you don't have any questions.
Right.
You're getting Darnell Wright, loves the game. You see it. Cansey, motor never stops, right? Then you come back in round 2. Who did we get again? The defensive tackle.
Cansey.
Not Cansey.
So we got Darnell Wright, Elijah Cansey, and Mozzie Smith.
You are doing what the
trenches.
Bears have failed to do for years. You've drafted 3 fucking football players. Doesn't matter. I know Cansey ran the fastest 40 time in the history of defensive linemen by 1/10 of a second until AA from Northwestern. But we watched Northwestern's tape of him, and he's a track and field star. He's got a lot of work to do on his football.
Well,
right?
something
With
that's important too.
He's a fucking dominator.
Something that is important with Mock is the versatility. And when you're down here at 64, you have a guy that could potentially back up 3 positions on your offensive line.
Right.
Or start. I believe he'll start.
I like it. And the fact that Phil's putting his entire future family and everything on the line for this pick.
I'm standing on the table for this guy.
He's trading one of the twins, Eric, to get this guy here.
That's what I'm saying. You want people invested, heavily invested.
Yep.
So
he hasn't made his decision yet, I don't think. Are we?
Who hit the buzzer?
Not me.
Oh, yeah, we made the decision. We're going with Mock.
All right. Cody
There it
Mock.
is. Get in the kid from North Dakota State.
All right.
Look
so
at
there
this
it is.
Kramer draft. There he is. He's happy.
Yes, he is.
It's almost like he's played in the league and realizes that the trenches are extremely important. It's so weird.
Exactly.
All right.
Now we could take some chances.
Yep, they're on to me.
Yep. So we have a pretty good run of picks coming up here. 103, 133, 136, and 148. So
all right, so let's identify. So Charbonnet for sure is going to be gone.
Yeah.
But like you said, we're deep at running back, deep at tight end. Anything else? Cornerbacks.
I'd be looking at another wideout in this range too. I'm a huge Jonathan Mingo fan.
Okay.
Xavier Hutchinson is another name that I love, and I know.
Shay, we took 2 offensive linemen. We took Darnell Wright with our first pick, and now Cody Mock with our 3rd pick. So O-line is completely there, Cache.
Cache just got traded to the Toronto Argonauts for not paying attention. Cache.
Cache.
Hey, tell him you'd rather go to Calgary. It's much prettier there than
And another interesting is this Tyreek Stevenson, the corner from Miami. I'm a big fan of, and I know that the Bears have been heavily involved with him in this pre-draft process. And Jalen Johnson is heading into a contract year too, so that's something that you have to be cognizant of.
Okay. Are there any players that we could package along with a draft pick that when it comes time to move? So we're our next pick isn't for another 40 picks, right?
Yeah.
So are there anybody, once we get down into that 80, 85, 90 range, start thinking about players we could package as part of to go along with a draft pick or 2 to move up to get a guy like that.
I'm not sure there is. I mean, I know they on this simulator they always include Komet, but I mean at this point I think Komet's
I love
more.
He's not going anywhere. So if
Yeah,
I'm
that's
GM,
what I'm saying.
He ain't going
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yep.
And
So
since I am the GM on this show,
yep,
he ain't going
you're
anywhere.
damn right.
You are the head GM.
Yep. So
I would trade him.
Oh, you would, Phil? He's 23 years old, man. I think you're way too hard on him.
I'm very
takes tight end some
I
time.
need him to prove. He
Dude,
needs to prove.
He's gone
where
this
were
way.
you last
I wouldn't
year?
trade
I
him.
thought you were there every week with me, but apparently you
I
fell
would
off
not
the wagon somewhere.
I would
Cole
not
Kmet is a
trade him.
freaking stud.
I'm just
Yeah.
joking about trading him, but
Thank
I
you.
am not paying him shit until I see him be who he's supposed to be this year.
He's getting paid in August.
Well, he needs to get paid in November. That's when he should be paid. If that's when he's proven to me he's doing. Don't jump in the air on a fucking out route every time. You've totally lost your footing and a power. Don't drop the fucking ball.
So do we want to move this ahead?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we'll let it run. There. All right.
Let's
there goes
stop at somewhere around 80-ish.
All right, so Charbonnet is an Arizona Cardinal.
Okay.
That's where he's going to go to languish.
There goes Laporta.
Oh, there's Laporta.
To Vegas.
I still have
Eric
my tight
Stevenson.
end in my pocket, my sleeper tight end. He'll be there. There
Tucker
goes Tucker Kraft.
And
There's
Matthew
Matt
Bergeron.
Bergeron.
My guy Bergeron off the board at number 80. So
Big
all right.
Steve likes him at guard.
Yep, I can
All right,
definitely see it.
Let's freeze it again around 90.
Okay.
See what's
Going to
going on
90.
Jalen Jones, Jordan Battle, Whippler.
I
All
love
right,
this
so-
draft, by the way. You've done a good job.
All right. So need-wise,
We're
we've
almost
got
there.
we've got what, 3 in the top. In the next, once we hit 100, we got 3.
Yeah,
One,
103 we have. Yeah, so between 103 and 148 we have 4 picks.
Okay. So as I look at it right now, we didn't. Did we get an edge rusher or not?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So I think if you look at this in terms of these next 3 picks, what are you thinking?
I know that
Running
this
back,
is,
receiver, cornerback.
I
Yeah.
like
Not necessarily
receiver,
in that order, but
yeah, and then I think
corner. Yeah, that's probably the either.
and
okay.
There's no
Harris-
order there.
yeah, Harrison, the edge from Ohio State, he's probably not. I would say he's probably not going to make it to 103.
Right.
But he's 6'5", 274. His RAS score is 8.73. So that's a guy that fits the traits that they like.
Okay. You want to offer up a trade?
I wouldn't here. I think that there's too many good players left that
Okay.
I wouldn't move. But that would
Okay.
be a guy that I would definitely be considering at 103 if
Okay.
he's still there. But I don't expect he's going to make it there.
All right. Well, let Sam Sisso's got 101 and 102, right?
Yep.
It looks like. Okay. Let's see what happens once we hit 99.
Okay.
99 red love balloon.
Oh, there
Zach
goes
Harrison goes.
Okay.
Jalen
So
Duncan.
who's left that with the Raiders? Would anybody be worth moving up for, and would they consider trading down for?
I would. To me, I'm still sitting. I'm not giving anything up. With I think these 4 picks coming up 103 through 148 are. I think you can still get some
Good value.
Yeah, I think you can still get a starter here at 103.
Okay.
Especially if you go. I mean, there's some very interesting wide receivers available too. Phil, I know you'd agree with me.
I have eyeballing 1, 2. I got Three guys at receiver.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go. Let's see what happens here.
All right. Let's run her right up.
I think the value is at receiver right here.
All right. So the Bears are on the clock at 103. And yeah, I mean, so if you go to running back, I'm a Johnson fan, the running with the back. He was actually the backup to Bijan.
Okay.
I like the kid from Syracuse too.
Yeah, but he's got some medical issues. He hasn't even been able to run. He didn't run his 4. He just had a workout on the 24th up here for NFL teams. So I think they're talking he might even fall right out of the draft and be a UDFA because of the medicals. Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. So who off the top of your head at these positions could come in and potentially, like you just mentioned, Shane, be a starter day one, or at least within the first year or two?
Well, to me, if you're looking at that route, I think Mingo, Reed, or Hutchison, I'm all very high on. And I know the other guy is Charlie Jones. So there's 4 wide receivers there that I would be over.
So do you think that given the fact that Chase Claypool still has a lot to prove, has DJ Moore going to shift in here and along with, Komet?
Claypool and Mooney are both on 1-year deals also.
Right. And then you got St. Brown. He was signed back to a 1-year deal. Okay.
Yep.
And Pettis has been re-signed too.
Yep.
Okay.
On a 1 year.
Yeah.
That's not stopping us from.
Right. I was about to say, so now get a legit receiver that could compete, who's going to be on a rookie deal for a few years.
Yep.
Well,
yeah.
I could give you 4 receivers that I think. It just depends on what you're looking for. Like Mingo is a big, physical, 6'2", 220-pound receiver that is got great hands and speed. So he can be a protection to a Claypool issue. Right?
Yeah, because beyond Claypool, you don't have a lot of guys with size.
You don't have a
Mooney's undersized
like this. This
DJ
kid,
Moore is not a big
got
kid.
some length to him, but you're right.
Yep.
He's not thick.
This kid's thick and strong.
Right. And Mooney, to me, would be best served in the slot.
Now, Xavier Hutchinson is Jeff Graham like. He is going to run the fucking route, make every catch imaginable. He reminds me of Jordy Nelson.
Right.
That's my comp to him. I know Shane loves that kid.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got Charlie Jones, who I think is Wayne Corbett.
I was up close. I was on the field in Syracuse for the Purdue
has
game.
the gift.
Amazing.
Shane will tell you. He's clutch, getting open, play the slot, burn everybody, catch every ball, play outside, catch every ball. He's traveled from Buffalo to Iowa, and then he went to Purdue and just lit it up. His times were off the chart. So there's 3 different styles of receiver. To me, the biggest gamer is Jones, Charlie Jones.
Right.
No, we have not went edge yet either, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Yep. And that's a clear.
So, and to me, at this stage of the game, is there one left?
Not to lose out on a Mingo.
Yeah, I agree with Phil. There's guys there that I like. There's nobody there that I would take over probably any of the wide receivers that were mentioned. I know you guys were talking about tight end left there.
My tight end right there is my sleeper, Luke Schumacher.
Yep.
Schoonmacher, however we say it.
Schoonmacher, yeah.
From Michigan.
Okay.
He is.
All right. Well, here's what I say then. I say we go ahead and jump at You pick a receiver. I like the idea of going outside for a bigger body type. And the guy you mentioned, can't think of his name.
Jonathan Mingo.
No, the one you mentioned that
Hutchison
no,
or Charlie
Jeff
Jones.
Graham
Charlie
or
Jones.
Charlie Jones is probably he's one of my guys in this draft, but I think we can get him strategically. We could get him strategic. I think Mingo, that would be my thing. I think
if you want size, Mingo's your guy. 6'1".
He's 220.
Yeah, 220.
Look at that RAS score. That
RAS score is almost maxed out.
He's so athletic, and he is a willing blocker.
Yeah,
which makes him
that's
that
a big
much
thing
more
in this
enticing.
offense.
Yeah,
So, exactly.
Charlie Jones is 175 pounds.
Okay, well, he can be willing as much as he wants to, but at 175,
yep,
that's going to be a net on the windshield. All
I
right,
think we can
let's
get
go
Jones.
with Mingo. You think that's a good pick right here?
Oh yeah,
okay.
I would.
We're coming back to play in about 30 picks.
Yep, I would be. I think this is a great pick here. I think Mingo's going round 2 all day long in the actual draft. I do.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. So get him at 4.
And I think the body type is what it is, Eric. It fits the system.
Yeah. All right.
Makes sense.
Right.
Let's do it. Turn it in. Dun, dun, dun.
Turn it in.
Ivan ain't ready.
There's Ivan.
He woke.
There he is.
The ding is off. What is going on?
Yeah,
there he is.
Our rhythm's a little off here. All right.
So
we'll get it together in the next round.
We need
clean it up in post.
Apollo doing ding, ding.
All right. So Nathaniel Tank Dell, the wide receiver, went. Another guy that's defensive tackle. I know that the Bears have been connected to. So another tight end.
The tight end.
Yep. So how far do you want to run this down, Eric? We have pick 133.
33 and 36.
Yep.
So keep going.
Yeah.
We can't trade. Yeah.
Jaden Reed. There goes Xavier Hutchison to Seattle.
That was the other
wide
option.
receivers.
Sean Tucker, the running back. Roshan Johnson went to Kansas City. Wanya Morris. Andrew Voorhees coming off that injury.
All right. So the Bears are back
There
on the clock.
All right. So any edge type players you can think of that are still out there.
Isaiah Land is so skinny.
Yeah, he's
so skinny.
236 pounds. I'm shocked he's even that, to tell you the truth.
No way. He looks 220.
Yeah.
All right.
But he's got talent. But Yaya Diaby.
Well, interesting here is you have some very good corners that I think have the ability to start. You got Garner from LSU. And
got my boy.
Phil's guy and my guy, Riley Moss and Garrett Williams.
Riley Moss.
Riley Moss, is that the son of?
No, this is a white Riley corner. Moss white cornerback.
White corner from
really?
Iowa.
He's the next great white hope. What was the guy for the Giants that went to SC?
That was Jason Sehorn.
Yeah.
Right.
This kid, honestly, I believe in Riley Moss. I really do. I don't think he'll be in the 4th round. I think he'll go in the 3rd.
6 foot 193. His RAS is 9.67.
Can he also play inside in the slot?
He can, and he has a great nose for the fucking football. I mean, every time Iowa was in a jam, this dude made a play. I know Mel Kiper's picking him in the 2nd round and moving him to safety. I believe he can play corner. So he's going in the 2nd round. You also got my tight end there, Luke Schoonmaker.
All right.
I think people are sleeping on Mallory a little bit too, Phil. I don't know if you've watched much of him.
Yeah, he's a good athlete.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to the two of you. I know corners, it'd be a nice luxury to have, but at the same time, good tight ends they're not everywhere. So it is the guy
You can
from
also
Miami.
go to center, as they're saying too, my guy. But we did get Cody Mock.
Well,
that could play both.
So this is the way to look at it. So if we're looking at corner, if you're looking at Riley Moss and Williams from Syracuse, you have two of them. So we're at pick 133 and 136. Are they both going to go? So you could get Schoonmaker here. He's the top rated guy remaining at tight end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. So in terms of a tight end, the fact that we're thin there.
Yep.
Do you think that would be so? Is he a versatile tight end too, or is he just like?
Oh yeah.
No.
This kid's
6'5", 251, and he's wildly athletic, and he's not afraid to get his nose dirty. I'll tell you that.
That would be the take for me here. Would be Schoonmaker, and then you got one or two corners sitting right there at 136.
There we go.
Yep. So
or center from his same college, Olu Alawatami. But anyway, go ahead. Luke Schoonmaker.
Now you're getting cocky. Now we're loading up on. We got too many offensive linemen.
No, never.
So,
all right, ding, ding,
ding.
They changed.
Oh, boy.
I've been doing that. That was great. Thank you.
All right, so we're not going to get into the trades too much down here.
So
we're back up on the board. Isaiah Land, the edge from A&M, went Miles.
Okay, yeah. Brooks. Let's take your guy, Phil, if you like, the cornerback.
I fight. Shane likes his guy. I fight for Riley Moss.
Well, let's throw them both up in the air and see what do you guys. Give me one sentence apiece that's going to sell your guy.
Oh,
you want me to go first, Phil?
Go ahead.
Garrett Williams to me is Walt Harris. I think
one sentence. Well, that was it.
I think he's a perfect fit. I think he's a perfect fit.
Where's the bell? Ding, ding.
I think he's a perfect in this defense.
All right, ding, ding.
How tall was Walt?
What's that?
How tall was Walt Harris?
6'1".
6'1".
Is he all right?
Yeah.
So that's the big difference. Williams has got those long ass arms. It's just it looks just the same way.
In case you guys have forgotten, we need somebody to go up against Justin Jefferson twice a year.
Yeah. Yep. But the biggest thing is the downfall to Garrett is he tore his ACL this fall. They said he's going to be cleared by July. So that's obviously something that you have to take into
my
consideration.
answer to that is who's the guy that Alabama that the Lions took coming off torn ACL?
Jamison Williams.
That's
the gambler.
Yep.
The gambler.
Well,
so Riley Moss.
He's got a little gambling issue. He didn't solve that in surgery, but he did solve the ACL issue.
The other guy that you hear is this Corey Trice from Purdue. I know the Bears have had him in for a private workout. He's 6'3", 206, and his RAS score is almost maxed out. He's explosive as hell. I know there's some teams that are very, very high on him, but like I said,
all right.
Sometimes
I want to give the draft doctor a chance here because
absolutely
the last guy we need to leave out of this equation.
It's been a perfect draft. You might as well let him fuck it up at some point, Eric.
Well, he's already put his house and kids on the line.
Riley Moss, the corner, in a sentence. Football acumen plus. This kid's always in the right place, and he's an athlete. Look at that RAS score. Every time I watched Iowa play, their defense was tremendous, and this kid could lock up a man. He could play slot, corner, as well as play outside, and he understands the game of football.
I like it.
I really impressed with the kid.
So other
me
than
and Crystal.
The timing is
all right. Ding, ding.
So of the two guys that we went into that equation with, came out with 3, Trice, Would you say he's the guy?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Then let's end the conversation right here. Let's go with the Iowa guy.
Riley
Never
Moss.
go wrong with an Iowa kid.
That's what they say.
So there he is.
Riley.
So we're at 136. So we have pick 148 coming up. So might as well run it right to there.
Yep. Sounds good.
Jalen Graham. There goes Garrett Williams. So there was they went pretty close.
They both went. Mike Morse.
Yeah.
He's a good football player. He's just not a great athlete. At 148, I'm slamming the table for the center.
Anywhere else? I thought we already got one. We got our guy from
we got Cody Mock that could play all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And we have not brought in a single edge yet.
Correct.
Either.
And I think it's kind of too late in the game now, since all the impactful ones seem to have left.
Yep. The one guy that does interest me is Yaya.
Yeah, Yaya has some great. He's learning the game type of.
Yeah, he's very raw, but man, it's all upside.
Right.
There. It's not.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so at 148, who are we possibly, by taking him, who would be not be taking that we could also use?
Well, the running backs are very.
The running back Tajay Spears here would be a fucking home run hit.
Then, would you agree with that, Shane?
Yeah, I'm just concerned with the knee injuries. He's had 2 of them. That's what gives me pause.
Okay, I understand. Is there a next guy that's not
Kenny? Well, Phil, I know you like Kenny McIntosh too. I mean, he's very adept at catching football.
Georgia?
Yeah.
I like him.
Spears to me. I mean,
he's
Matt Waldman came on and brought his tape after the knee injury, and this motherfucker's just running over, through, around. Just has a great feel for it. I think that would be a home run. I mean, I'm for Olu Olawatami, the All-American center, the award for #1 center in the country this year as well.
Right.
We watched his tape. I think he's a potential. He's definitely going to make your team, and he could possibly be starting at center by the end of camp. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah, but don't forget you got Mock.
That's what I'm saying. We got Mock and Whitehair at center,
and you have Doug Kramer still on the team also.
And please don't forget about Doug Kramer. So
is he any relation?
Only if he plays good, right, Eric?
Very good answer. So let's think about a running back not named Spears. It doesn't have names, and kind of have a quick little square off between that guy and the guy you just mentioned regarding being an edge rusher. The one you like?
Oh, the kid. He's the high end potential.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So any running back, you could.
I think
Tajay
Spears.
You're going from 148 to pick 218. So I mean, whatever guy you want here at edge or running back, you better take, because they're not going to be here. They're not going to be there at 218.
Right. So let's get that running back name up there. Who's not Spears?
So Phil, would you go with I'm also a big Eric Gray fan from Oklahoma.
Listen to his stats this year before we pass on Spears. 213 carries, 1,528 yards, 19 touchdowns. His long of 75 yards. This guy played in 2022. It's not like he did not carry the ball. He carried it 229 times.
Were both ACLs on the same knee?
No.
That I'm not positive on.
Okay.
I don't know. He's 5'9", 201.
He's not a thick guy.
He does not look 200 pounds to me.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't. I would agree with that. He's very fucking.
All right. So fine.
But I just wanted to give you those stats before
No,
you
it's
pass
perfect
on,
because
on
you
his
guys have to
medical.
be every down back to be impactful. Kenny McIntosh, that's the one.
Kenny Mack.
So
Evan Hull,
Tosh Spears, and then the edge guy. This is like Shane said. This is our last pick for 100 picks. So
right. Did Carl Brooks get picked? Ryan Billings wants to know.
No. The defense from Bowling Green? No, he's still available.
Carl Brooks.
So the story on McIntosh, his RAS was very, very low, but what they're saying is he got some really bad advice from whoever his agent is and told him to bulk up. So he played at 204, but for the workouts, he bulked up to 215.
Okay.
And it made a big, big difference in his workout because everybody's like, man, this isn't the.
Where is that explosion? Right.
Yeah.
All right. So to me, it sounds like at this stage of the game, we're talking potential, not potential. We're talking knee injuries, a guy that made a bad decision on his pro day, and the guy that would be a flyer on edge rusher. It seems to me, because he's all upside, the edge rusher, and we're now in the 4th round, correct?
What about a safety here? We haven't taken a safety.
We haven't.
Yep. The only guy that I'd be interested down here
Jay
is
Ward, your boy.
Jay Ward. Yep. But I wouldn't pass on. To me, I wouldn't pass on the running back for him.
Okay.
So
what about is Trice still at corner? You get another corner, big corner. Trice, is he still there?
Yes. Yeah, he's the top available.
Get another big corner. Or
for you to get somebody with the athletic traits that Trice has down here at 148 is pretty rare, I would say.
Okay. So given that there's no edge rusher on the roster, and I don't know that after this draft there's going to be any options available.
How about my guy Charlie Jones?
Would you rather take the flyer on the edge rusher or Trice or running back?
I think Kenny McIntosh could.
I love Kenny McIntosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
Like you said, it's a deep running back class.
Yeah. That
is
upside.
Charlie Jones still there? Or he went, I thought.
No, he had to have went. No, he is still there.
There he is.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, with Charlie Jones, we took Mingo. So you're talking Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, DJ Moore, Jonathan Mingo, and then you're getting down to
but Charlie can punt return, so that makes him.
But you got
Dante Pettis. Come on, Valus.
You want to see if your 3rd round pick that you invested in last year can do that.
He would never go and punt again for me unless it's preseason. He cost you 2 games on punt. Now, granted, he got you the 1st round pick, but
I guess I kind of agree with Eric here. I mean, right now, still at edge, you still only have Dominique Robinson and
Shane. What we
Travis
talked
Gibson.
about today. Obviously,
I mean, at this point, you're making the pick, but then you're also calling Yannick Ngakoue and just saying we need you in here on a 1-year deal.
You're going to play because we're tomorrow afternoon before that draft. I thought maybe tonight you get Yannick Ngakoue in Chicago. Just makes no sense that it's not. What about this real quick? The Young trade with Washington. You're hearing some smoke about trading.
Well, they declined his 5th-year option today. So, I mean, if let's just say
they throw him in from 12, what are they picking?
17.
17. They throw him in a trade. Would you take?
There's got to be
a
Chase Young.
I would for sure listen to that. Yeah,
you have to.
Absolutely. Yeah, because that's like if you could come out of this draft with who we just mentioned up and down the board, and then at some point in time in there, there's your discussion, the possibility of Chase Young. You got to be, yeah.
Yep.
So for sure.
Yeah,
but I think at this point, because that has been part of our discussion, I think I would go with the flyer on the.
Yeah. So my two guys at edge would be Gay, the kid from LSU, and Yaya Diaby from Louisville would be the two edges. I don't know if you have a difference of opinion, Phil. Gay's got he's 6'6", 263, so he's got some good size to him. But he started football late too, so he's still on the incline.
Right.
You know, he
is
didn't.
Is KJ Henry still there?
Yeah, he's the top one available from Clemson. Yep,
So
6'4", 251.
KJ's a good football player too.
And Yaya Diaby is 6'3", 263. So
Yaya is at a much better, higher ceiling, Eric.
He's very explosive, and he's all yoked up and athletic.
All right. Ding, ding.
I get the message. I say we go Yaya.
Yaya Diaby.
Yaya Diaby is now on the edge.
I'm letting this run because we're a long. There goes Kenny McIntosh.
He was right in that range.
Yeah.
Eric Gray, the running back from Oklahoma.
There goes Trice to Houston. Now, Eric, while this is running through,
Olu went to
Phil and I have
Seattle.
been banging the drum year after year after year for the Bears to draft a young. I know what you could say that Justin Fields is that, but to have another guy in.
There's Charlie
on the depth chart, another young quarterback. Is that something that you're interested in down here at all?
Well, they got PJ Walker.
Yep.
Right?
He's going to be their backup. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're talking developmental, not
have a developmental guy that you can stash on the practice squad.
Yeah. No one right now jumps out at me just yet.
What about Stetson Bennett, my boy?
There we go.
Late?
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, he's obviously got some off the field concerns as well.
Yep.
But I think he's my guess is he's figured out his situation a whole lot better than Jalen Carter's figured out his situation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They said the biggest thing with Stetson Bennett is they said right now he might be more concerned with running Stetson Chevrolet in Georgia and the exposure and the fame that he's getting down there every single day. And there's 20 deep of
I love his
Georgia
story. I was talking about this with the columnist there for the Sun Times, Tellender. He was like, we both love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love him too. My dad loves him.
He's just fiery, man. And I love the fact that he's pissed off at the world.
Yeah.
Me too.
And another guy that I'm
like, get this guy in there.
I didn't see if he
might
went yet.
push
But
Justin Fields to new heights.
Right.
Just being a pain in his ass.
Yeah. I'm just going out and executing every day.
Executing it every time. Like, motherfucker, this kid is pushing me every fuck.
Yep.
He just went off the board to Vegas, but I'm an Aiden O'Connell fan from Purdue.
Okay.
Also, he's got a little. Well, he reminds me of Jim Miller throwing the football, but he's healthier than Jim was.
All right.
Let's see here. We are on the clock here. What would?
So, let's go back. We still don't have a tight end. No, we did.
We took Schoonmaker. We haven't taken a running back yet.
Right. So, give me your thoughts on a running back or two.
Down here, my guy down here is way down the list, and it's Xavier Valade from Arizona State. I'm a big fan of, but he's way down the list here. 5'11", 204, and he's almost maxed out on his RAS. I don't know why people aren't talking about this kid.
Okay.
More.
Evan Hull from Northwestern. He's got some good tape. try hard guy.
Is he
think he's up
got
top.
some versatility to him? Can he catch out of the back?
Yeah.
Can he go routes?
Yes.
That kind of thing?
Yes.
Because I think
Yeah.
that's what the Bears need at that extra running back spot at this point is a guy that's kind of versatile. Like I can't remember his name from a few years ago. Yeah. Anyway, the guy with the little shiftiness to him. Something like that.
You're talking Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen. Yep. All right. Well, I'll leave it up to you guys. But I think a running back here would be more than appropriate, just to add a little spice to that backfield.
My guy would be Valladay, Phil. I don't know who are you banging the drum for Evan Hall?
Valladay I like too. They're both very good athletes.
I think he's more explosive than Hall. That's what I like a guy down here that you can potentially hand the ball off and he can take it 62.
Yeah. I mean, the standard right now for 7th round running backs is Pacheco.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So
Hall runs like hard like that.
Right.
He runs with his pads down. I mean, he's a try-hard, versatile football player.
Okay. So we got Rudy from Northwestern.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because he is what size is Hall is?
Hall is 5'11", 210.
5'10", 209, yeah. But he's like I said.
All right, I'll let you guys. I'll toss this up. I'll toss this ball up between two of you. And
I'm gonna let Shane pick his guy. But
what
was Hull's Raz real quick?
When's the last Arizona State guy the Bears have had?
9.33. See?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Halliday's, I don't know if it's 9.46.
So
the last Arizona State guy was it was the defensive tackle. What was his name?
Oh my God.
Phil Emery took him.
I actually thought he was.
Whoever it was, it's forgettable, apparently.
Yeah.
He bulked up. What the fuck was his name? Then he's like, they made
he was great as a junior.
Weight.
He was great as a junior, and then he gained a bunch of. They want him to bulk up and took all of his explosion away.
Well,
but
Terrell Suggs.
Yeah, Will Sutton. Will Sutton. Yeah, Logan Frost.
All right. Well, let's go with the Arizona State running back here.
All right.
Sounds good.
Valladay.
I like
almost like Vandalay Industries. With George
Costanza. All right, so we do have one.
I'm an importer exporter.
We're
George hiding under the desk.
Hiding under the desk all day. Well, another day of work done.
So
the fucking calzone episode.
I love calzones, by the way. NC State.
Are you a big fan?
Right across the street.
The calzone. Nothing wrong with a calzone. Oh my God, the ricotta cheese melting.
Right, and watching the show tonight, it's Chow. It's something Chow.
Yeah,
it's an Italian cooking show. Takes place in Italy, and
nice.
They were
Claudio might have been on it. Where is he? He left.
All right, we're 258 now.
Here we go. I'm smashing the table for Stetson Bennett.
So this is the second to last pick.
Still not been drafted, correct?
Right, he's still available. Yeah, he's pick 535 on here. But yeah, I mean, so defensively, if you look around,
we still don't have a corner, correct?
No, we did. We took Riley Moss.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
The great white hype.
Right.
Still needed to have.
All right.
Yeah.
So we've pretty much taken. I think everybody. We've answered every question. So this might be the place for Stetson Bennett.
I think you should.
Let's do it.
I think we could sign some undrafted.
There you go. Yep, I like it.
Tired.
Always got to have a golden dome around, don't you?
Well, speaking of where, there it is. Stetson Bennett.
Okay, I like the pick. Love it.
Let me get the
I know what
advertisement off there. So yeah, we finished off the Erik Kramer mock draft. Darnell Wright, offensive tackle. Kalijah Cansey, we got our under tackle. Mozzie Smith, we got his roommate in training camp and his playmate on the defensive line. Cody Mock, Mr. Versatility on the offensive line. Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver from Ole Miss. Luke Schoonmaker, tight end, Michigan. Riley Moss, cornerback from Iowa. Yaya Diaby, the edge from Louisville. Xavier Valladay from Arizona State, running back. And quarterback Stetson Bennett. And
you know what you did with this draft, Phil, is that you have now launched what's going to be a long-running Cody Mock lookalike Halloween outfit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And he has said he refuses to get his front teeth fixed until he retires from football.
Exactly.
I mean, just as a marketing aspect of it, he's smart.
Nope. I don't want any teeth in there. I want the red hair going out the back as far down as it'll go. I love it.
Yeah.
I can give you some Cody Mock tape if you want.
There we go.
Couple plays of Cody Mock.
One of the 8 or 9 schools whose nickname does not end in an S.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Green Wave, Thundering Herd, Bison, Wolfpack. Don't forget about them.
Cody Mock playing the out. Look at him on a
love it.
End.
Nice. See how this guy doesn't turn his shoulders?
Yeah.
Exactly. He keeps him square. Look at his footwork.
Love it.
Here he is again. Watch him down, and he's going to come and get to the second level. Kiss, get up. Look at him push the backer past the hole here.
Yep.
That's what I want in an offensive line. He's playing left tackle. He's a mean son of a... Look at him pull here. Here he is. Going to pull and kick out this...
Him at left guard?
He's playing a left tackle.
Or left tackle.
Look at him celebrating his teammate. Here he is. Look. Pulling.
Yep, there you go.
Look at the athlete.
Love it.
Steve's like, this is like a fucking tight end moving. Look at him.
Right? Oh, now I see the hair.
Yep.
See the hair? He's got no teeth there.
I love it. Guy's going to start it. He's going to start like a nationwide red hit lookalike contest.
Love it.
Eric, watch him last play. Last play. Okay. I know people love to tape. That's what we do here. We don't fucking just talk about it. Here he goes. Watch him take this guy and put him on skates on turf. Ready?
It looks like he's getting ready to run him off the field. Love it. Love it. That's Tevin Jenkins with red hair right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's running them all the way we're running them all the way to Stetson Chevrolet, right?
Let's bring the other guys in for their grades of this draft with Erik Kramer, the first annual.
I love the fact that, first of all, your rooms are nothing but Bear stuff. It's kind of like the guy in that top 10. You've seen those NFL top 10 rushing, whatever. He's the guy about to talk about Walter Payton. He goes, and he's dressed head to toe in Bear stuff. He goes, I don't know how much of a Bears fan I really am.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
It was. It's a great draft.
I liked it. If it fell that way, I mean, obviously the draft, anything could happen. But if it were going to fall that way, I love the way we ended up.
Ivan, if you had to go out on a limb here, who's your favorite Bears player?
My favorite Bears player?
I'm joking because I see him over your left shoulder.
Right. But yeah, I mean, obviously that guy. But as far as the draft, I think you guys, for linemen, we need. I think if we came up with 4 linemen, 2 on each side out of this draft, I think we're in pretty good shape. That's what we need. That's what was the biggest holes last year on the team. So yeah, I like it. I like the start. I like the end. Get a Stetson Bennett. Who knows?
Cornelius.
Exactly. Who knows? I tell you, one guy's going to benefit from that in a heartbeat is Justin Fields.
Oh yeah,
of course.
That's it. And you hope that
he's gonna
Ryan
benefit
Poles-
from the help on the defensive line also.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Listen, we had no pass rush last year, literally like none.
32nd in the NFL.
Yeah, so
Can't get any worse.
I mean,
than that.
I bet
we
you
could have
were
won.
the only team to give up an 18-yard quarterback sneak. That's a guess. I'm just guessing, but
So, yeah, if we get some pass rush, you can add at least another 4 or 5 wins to our record right there.
Oh yeah.
So
let's hope.
Well, as a first draft of my own, I think together, I think we did a pretty good job.
Absolutely.
Great job. The chat loved it.
The chat loved it.
They're
I
raving
loved
about it. It was like Logan. It was like Logan when you talk about Sanborn. Everybody was fucking
it's going nuts. Look, here's Logan right now. A plus.
There you go.
There he is.
You did get five of my favorite guys in the draft. You got Darnell Wright, Cody Mott, Elijah Cansey, Riley Moss,
and
who was the other? And Mozzie. Mozzie and Schoonmeyer, 6 of them.
6.
Yeah.
So I had a big influence on you, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
Those
I
are
like
my
it
guys.
so far, and I got my guy quarterback. So
You know
yeah,
what?
good.
That would be the best draft we've had in a long fucking time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We'll see how they'll go the opposite.
Well, no. I Ryan Paul is going to do that good or better, and I know the next time we get together, we're going to be toasting something. We're going to be toasting this draft for real.
We're going to see you on Saturday.
True enough.
During the draft, the third day of the draft, Kramer's going to come on, and we're going to try to break down whoever some of these picks were in the 6th round of the draft, Shane. So we'll break down the video just like we just did for like 12, what do we do? 30 seconds, giving you guys a taste of what we do. That's what we do on our Patreon side. And right there, the man, former Bears quarterback Erik Kramer, will be coming to you during the fall on Kramer's QB School here at TTNL Network. It's going to be a lot of fun now that we got the telestrator and everything, Eric.
We're going over the top on this one.
Moving on up.
All number 34, Walter Payton, which, by the way, was my son's favorite, not bear, but human being. So,
yes.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
He's the only reason I'm a Bears fan.
I have to leave you with a funny story here. So Griffin, when he was about probably, I'd say 8 or 9 years old. So there's a guy that played with me from Ventura out here, went to Ventura High School, named Roman Fortin. He was a center. And then we played together back in San Diego. And so Roman's over one day, and him and Griffin are getting into who's the best running back of all time. And of course, Griffin's got Walter Payton, and Roman's like, well, no, it's Barry Sanders. And so they're back and forth. And finally, Roman goes, you know what? Let me just put it to you this way. If the two guys were on the same field or on the same team, Walter Payton never would have saw the field. And Griffin was like, what?
Yeah, right. I love that.
He never got to see Barry play live, but he back in the stadium, the old stadium, Walter Payton would hang out outside a little bit after the games, and Griffin would kind of mess around with him himself. So he thought that was like the greatest thing ever.
That's
and Griffin, I think at the time, was probably like, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. So.
Yeah. What a memory.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, thank you for jumping on tonight.
Absolutely.
Having a blast with you. We'll see you again back on Saturday
morning.
You'll be having all your notes from what the Bears and Poles did.
Yep. We'll be doing it from Dylan's got a baseball game down in Irvine that morning.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
At 11 o'clock. Right. I think we're doing this thing at noon Pacific time, right? 9 a.m. Or not 10 a.m. Central.
Yeah, the draft starts at 12 p.m. East. So it starts then. Yeah, so that's round 4 starts.
I'm going to the 6th round is when you come on. That's when we don't even pick. And
Right. Right, but I'm
I don't know
thinking that
what.
time-wise, you allocated like because I got this down. If you want to change it,
Yeah,
that's
what do you
fine.
got?
But I have it down as noon Pacific time.
Yeah,
So that's
that would
3
be-
o'clock East.
Yeah, that would be about perfect.
Yeah,
Yep.
3 o'clock
That'll
East.
be the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Make sure
All
you
right, bueno.
smash the like button, and Eric will have some more to share on Saturday.
Yeah.
All right, man. You guys
After that draft, Ryan Poles is sleeping with one eye open, Eric.
All right,
man.
fellas. Have a
That
great
was
night.
fun.
All
See
right,
ya.
Eric.
We'll see you.
Eric Kramer, the great
draft
legend.
The legend.
Oh, yeah.
Where did Ivan go?
Just kicking me the fuck out of here.
He's got the all-time Steve.
Ivan went
Move
offline. He's
him
like,
over.
Eric, can I be your assistant GM? Oh.
A lot of fun there tonight. Obviously, gonna wrap it up, put a pretty bow on it. We had a great time.
Got a big couple days coming up. Let's
got
go
a
get our
lot
rest.
of
Need some rest.
It's finally here.
Rest. It's finally
you
here.
You guys have been doing a great job all week, man. A lot of
Thanks.
time.
A lot of time put into this. We're on the eve. Christmas, grown man Christmas. It'll be tomorrow. We will be live tomorrow afternoon for Cars. He was pushed to the side.
Oh, that's right. I'm glad you reminded me.
By Erik Kramer. 12:30 East. Cars, Keys, and Cars live mock draft tomorrow on our network. Live right here. Lock it in.
He's actually going to do a couple of different ones. He's gonna plot them out kind of like a worst case, best case. So we're going to take a little bit different approach at some of them, and then do his overall mock. So it'll be fun. Like I said, I'm off till next Tuesday, so I'm in full blown draft mode. And I shared with you guys last night. I guess I can say it right now that because I know Ela's sleeping, but I'm letting my son skip school on Friday. She doesn't know it, but you know.
My mom did that for me back in the day.
Oh, you got to.
I was in 3rd grade. I'll never.
I said I might even take my daughter to the babysitter that day, but we don't need to talk about that live on air. You know, it's fine.
Speaking of live, Jared Perry.
Jared, what fucking country are you from?
Jesus
Christ!
Wait,
That's what we do. This is what we do.
Wait, when
there.
is the draft?
Yeah.
When's the draft? Claudio thought we ended.
We're gonna go on right before.
Are we doing the World Cup draft?
Mbappe was on last night, Claude.
Fuck, I missed him.
You missed him. Right there.
Yes.
Night 1, round 1. We kick off at 7:30 East. Actually, we're going to surprise you and kick off at 7:20 East with a special look back at what TTNL has done all offseason. All the work, time, and energy from the producers like Ivan Vargas, Cool Kennedy, Caden Whitlow, and Ron G, to Shane, me, my dad, Erik Kramer, Chris Zorich, Big Steve Edwards, all of the guys, Cars, that have been kicking ass and taking names. You notice I left Chris Jackal's name out of there. He fucking didn't put the chapters up again. I got like 40 DM. I'm like, Jesus. Chris is coaching.
I can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but you know, only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but you know.
Jackal better do some shit.
He ain't doing shit.
Nope.
Hopefully we'll see him at some point during the draft. We're going to have a lot of surprise guests, Jared Perry, on opening night. You're going to see David Kaplan, a surprise visit from Soldier Field, as well as a surprise guest, analyst, and friend from Soldier Field as well, Chris Zorich, who will return Friday night, but he's going to be signing autographs at the draft party. He's still going to jump on with us, Shane. That's from Soldier Field. And then you got Adam Rank and so many other guests coming on the show to talk about the draft. Listen,
And it's just one thing real quick, Phil. It's important. All you guys that are not patrons, Sunday, whoever the Bears' first round draft pick is, we will be breaking him down on Sunday like nobody else does. So get over there, sign up, become a TTNL Network patron. $7 a month. You could be spending your money on a lot worse things than that. That's for sure. And for the content that you'll get, it's well worth it.
You're 100% right. And that brings us
to the favorite part of the show.
The shout outs here. Claudio, do you have anyone to shout out?
Well, obviously you guys. I mean, all the content and then just making this night always fun. Kramer coming on, guys in the chat always active and making their opinions known. So you guys are always great. And I'll shout out my littlest daughter just turned 15 on Monday. Alicia.
Nice.
So
hands are right here, Claude. I'm not playing any clip. She's underage. I'm not playing any clip.
You go to jail if you do something. And my pops Saturday will be 78 years old.
All right.
So happy birthday to him. So, and yeah, let's do it. It's gonna be fun weekend.
I'm not sure, Jared, what one you're looking at, but our schedule doesn't have just the 28th on it. I'm looking at it right now, and it's got NFL draft coverage Thursday, 4/27/23, starting at 7:30 p.m. East, 4/28 starting at 6:30 p.m. East, and 4/29 starting at 11:30 a.m. East. That's the official schedule.
We will be live all through the draft. Please lock it in here. Jump in. Have your wings. Have your pizza.
Sandlin, are you going to be around? We got to get you on. Get your thoughts of the draft.
Yeah, got to get the Sandman.
Text me if you're going to be around, man. I'll send you the link.
Some of you patrons that obviously through our live show, we're going to have some trivia questions to get you guys. Anyone that wants to come on the air and air their grievances or celebrations, bouquets. We're going to have a lot of fun with TTNL. Give away some swag. Some stats are for losers stuff and whatever. Chris works every day. Los got a new mic. We might have to get Los back on.
Yeah.
To come on and share his thoughts of what you guys feel about the draft. It's going to be a long weekend of coverages. Ivan, you got anybody to shout out?
Oh, man, right now, not really. Shout out you guys. Shout out Erik Kramer. It was a great night. We've been busting our ass. Like, I know, being
you
better
a fan. Shout out Apollo Creed.
Yeah,
he made a couple of
Ding, ding.
But being a fan and seeing how much, I understand how much Phil was busting his ass a couple years ago when I wasn't here, cutting up tape, and how much Shane was doing, and how much, just how much the network was doing, and now being a part of it. I just want to shout everybody out here because. Honestly, I'm so excited for tomorrow. I can't fucking wait. Grown man Christmas.
Yeah.
It was the best experience, busting our ass trying to get this to our fans and everything like that. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to the fans. Love you guys. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Shane.
All right. Ding ding. There he is.
Listen,
never gets old.
I'm gonna say this real quick because let's just bounce, guys. I don't give a shit who you are or what you think you know or do. There is no network, no people who put their pride on the line, emotions tapped in with the education of the tape like TTNL Network does. We have covered this from head to toe. So to see it play out tomorrow night, is going to be an experience of emotion for all of us here because we wear our hearts on our sleeves. And I'm sure the passion is real. I don't know that you get that anywhere else. I honestly don't. I know I'm going to be sleeping nervous for the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
And I know these guys busted their asses. And I really tip my hat to all of you. Ron G for fucking an hour and a half sitting with me.
Who wouldn't let him eat his fucking dinner tonight? Poor bastard. Yeah.
I mean,
put that spoon down.
Caden Whitlow, all of that. We're going to take our lap for what it is we do and hopefully send in the biggest shout out to Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham.
Yeah.
My shout outs to you. Get it fucking done.
Radar
Get it
lock
done.
is on your forehead, gentlemen.
Polls we trust. Let's go.
Let's go. Got Poles. We'll be live tomorrow all day, it seems. Shane and Cars, and then
I love all.
tomorrow night. I can't wait. God bless everybody. It's fucking Grown Man Christmas tomorrow. Let's get after it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Go.
Is there any song to end on? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
song
let's
that's playing.
let's do it the TTNL way, Phil. Do you want to? Where the hell
Go
is
ahead.
it? Where's our guy?
He's a very